Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Jet Force Gemini. Last time we saw the aftermath of the battle with Mizar. It turns out he survived, and now he plans on using an asteroid to destroy the Earth. King Jeff was kind enough to give us armor upgrades and jetpacks. There's also an ancient tribal spaceship which he's willing to give us to help stop Mizar. However, it's missing 12 pieces. We have to hunt down 11 of those pieces on our own, and to get the 12th piece from Jeff, we have to find all the enslaved tribals and free them. And that, of course, requires us to go back to some old areas and go into some new areas in order to find them all. And that is why we're here at the Anubis. We're going through an area called the Passageway, as you can see there. And this is a new area for us, but any of the 3 Gemini members can go into it once they get the jetpack. This would normally be an area where I would bring Lupus, because it requires a lot of flying, and I kind of consider him the natural flyer of the 3. I also think he handles a little bit better in the air. However, there is some weapon capacity increases here, and I want Juno to have them. And if you've seen Land's videos, his video responses, then you already know why, but I won't mention why until later. Now, since there are other areas that any of the 3 Jet Force people can go through, I will try and vary it up a bit, just so all the characters can kind of get close to an equal showing, but I'm sure Juno will probably end up getting most of the screen time. There are also other areas that require very specific characters to go through them, either because it requires use of their ability to swim or go through lava, or because the doors won't open for anybody else other than that said character. So, when the time comes, we will do those. For now, we can get all the tribals in this section and a spaceship piece in this area. Now, to use these fuel pads, all you have to do is walk on top of them, and it will automatically start filling up your jetpacks. Not all of them will fill you up to the max, though, so try and keep that in mind when you're forced into an area that requires flight. In order to save your jet fuel, I suggest letting go of the button every few seconds. As you start to descend, it won't use up any fuel. Ooh, lag. And that is a good way to save it and keep it going for a lot longer. If you hold down on the button anyway, you're going to end up flying straight up into the ceiling, and that's not good. Now, I also suggest using the homing missiles here. These are going to kind of come out right as you land on platforms, and you're not going to have a lot of time to target things. And there are also snipers here too, so I suggest using this weapon because it can take out multiple enemies at once, and it's much easier to target with than any of the other weapons because it locks on. There are also plenty of homing missile refills here, so it's probably one of the best to use next to the machine gun, I would think. Oh, something's throwing grenades at me. There we go. Now, luckily, the tribals aren't in any areas where they're going to end up getting caught in crossfire. So don't worry about unleashing all of your rage on these guys. There's plenty of health around here, too. You just kind of have to hope they don't shoot the gems while you're firing at them, because their enemy fire can also knock gems away, as can your own fire. Should be another one down there. There he is. And we already got both of the increases in this area, so that's good. You don't have to worry about looking for any more. Doing pretty good here. Luckily, even though you can die instantly from falling, that's kind of the only real danger in this area. For the most part, I mean, aside from some platforming, it's not tough. There aren't any really difficult enemies. Go. There's 8 tribals here, and we just got 2. And the other 6 are in one spot, so that's a good thing. It saves a lot of time on hunting and all that other nonsense. Takes care of those guys. And where's my home missiles? There we go. There aren't any tribals underneath this platform, don't bother going under it because odds are you'll run out of fuel before you can get all the way over here. Over there, I should say. You really don't need full jet fuel for this area, but if you happen to fall off a platform and you have a bunch of extra fuel, it's probably good to use it to save yourself, and you can. You do fall kind of quickly in this game, but you can also save yourself if you're fast enough, and that's why it's good to kind of keep it maxed out. Also, your fuel does not go through different areas. Once you go through a door with a little transition like that, all your fuel is gone, which kind of sucks, but there's usually another pad around somewhere if you need to fly through anything else. And here's Midge, a very familiar face. I don't really like him that much because he's a coward, and he apparently watched the battle with Mizar, and he's not going to help us fight, but he is going to give us something. This rotating propeller blade thing for our spaceship. And there isn't anything else in this room. There aren't any tribals, so don't bother looking around. And just waste your time. Now we have to get across this water, and there are a bunch of enemies in the center. I'm going to fill up now, so I don't have to worry about doing it when I get across. And you can see all the enemies dancing around over there. It's probably about 10 or 15 of them. I don't really know. I haven't counted them. You can also fire while you're flying, but you cannot target while you're flying. That would be really difficult anyway, I think. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Use your homing missiles and hopefully you can take out a bunch at once. Luckily, most of them fly right next to each other. What's that rocket doing? Whoa. Good. That's all of them. That was pretty simple. And now we're going to get the tribals here. Only way to get up to this thing is to fly up to it. You can't jump that high, unfortunately. And there's two full Geminis, and I only need one. Great, now I'm back to full health, and all the enemies are dead. Now here's one of these jet fuel pads that don't fill you up all the way. Luckily you don't need it full though. You have to get all the way up there. Here we go. And all 6 tribals. Alright. Oh, don't need that one. Now, in order for all these tribals to count, you have to get all the way back to that door you came through from the first area. That is the only tally door around here, and it's a bit unfortunate. You have to fly all the way back. However, all those enemies are dead, so you don't have to worry about anything. And I'll do that on my own going back, because there's no point in showing that whole section again, since I've already done everything there. And next time we will finish off the other area of the Anubis and get all the tribals and be done with this section forever. After that, I'm not sure, but I think I'll play as Lupus next time. And that is where we will leave off for today. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and I hope I can make these last few sections of the game interesting before the final battle. I know collecting tribals and parts isn't the most exciting thing ever, but hopefully the ending will be worth it. So again, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time for more Let's Play Jet Force Gemini.